we throw out this term engagement. Engagement means a lot of things to different people, and I've been to Purdue for a while, and we do outreach in the College of Science. It's K-12 outreach with schools, and we use the term outreach, but I know that we do engagement based off of things that I've learned. So let's talk about what the term engagement and what's it mean if I'm actually truly doing engagement versus something that would maybe be not engagement, but yet I think it might be.
Yes, that's also a great question, Bill. So, yeah, community engagement, as we define it, where you said it can be a catch-all, right? I mean, it means different things to different people. So the way we define it is using the Carnegie definition, which is meaningful and reciprocal community engagement. And the community piece is important because that distinguishes it from a couple that I've seen are kind of mingled with engagement in general, as you were describing. One of them is student recruitment, right? Okay. Many people say we're engaging because we are recruiting students. That's fine. It's okay. The other one is industry, corporations, and funding, fundraising. We are engaging with industry. Okay, yeah, that is engagement. It sure is. But the way we mean with reciprocal and meaningful means that you reach out to community groups that typically you don't work with that in mind, meaning that you reach out to them, you listen to their needs, or they call on you. And then here's where the powerful thing happens, Bill, is you take Purdue's brain trust and you translate it into community impact. But that mechanism has to be bidirectional. You cannot parachute in and I am the expert, you be quiet, I know what I'm doing. That is not the engagement we want. The gold standard that we're shooting for, it's co-design, co-ownership of any sort of involvement. So back to your question, what is community engagement? If I were to provide our audience two key words, it is meaningful and it is reciprocal, right? And it is beyond, way more than trying to recruit students or trying to get dollars from industry. It's really more meaningful in the sense of, hey, I've got a community need, a community issue. Is there anybody at Purdue that can help me?
Yeah.
Now, parallel to that, Bill, obviously is the great work your college does, right? Which is we are helping educate the future residents, citizens, and workforce of this state. That is very important work too. That is meaningful, right? And it can be reciprocal too, because you go with the teachers, you ask them what are your needs, we have the expertise, the knowledge, and so that's bidirectional. So like you said, there are different ways or different levels of engagement. They're all good. At the end of the day, again, we want to make sure Purdue is perceived as reachable, right? As impactful, responsive, and really a partner.
Yeah. And everybody out there will have received a magnet that has what this looks like. And so you can look at I'll use the term levels, but I'll use the different levels that are out there. So I do want to ask a simple question. Hopefully there's a simple answer to this. So if I'm a faculty or I'm someone who goes and does a presentation at the library, I go to my local library, I do a presentation on my research. Is that engagement?
It is engagement. We call that more you'll see on the magnet, and I don't know it by heart, so forgive me if I get the levels wrong or the types, but that is engagement, Bill, because you're informing, you're disseminating knowledge. That's important, right? Now, is that bidirectional? Not necessarily, but it is still engagement. It is part of our mission to disseminate knowledge. So if you are doing that, that is engagement.
Okay.
It is maybe considered inform. The other type is consultant, right? Hey, I've got this situation. Come in. You come into the community, the group. You provide your expertise as a consultant, right? That is engagement as well. Is it meaningful? It is, maybe to the community partner. Is it bidirectional? Maybe,
right.
But it's still engagement, right? It's still tapping that Purdue's brain trust, which is really our greatest asset.
And so this is where I know in our job as outreach coordinators, we've had people come to us and go, I want to do something for my broader impact, a part of my grant. I want to be able to do this. I think when we meet with them, we can take something that was kind of informative type thing that wasn't bidirectional and we can make it bidirectional fairly easy, but it takes one more step.
Correct.
And so I think that's something that we want to make sure that we think about. And this magnet allows you later then to, when you are at that point where you're like, I want to do something, or I'm doing something and I don't quite know, refer back to that magnet. That also has a way to be put back into your website, so you can click on there and it'll bring you to your website so you can look and see about that.